We begin tonight with Jon Crane. John?
And a CH-53E, or Super Stallion helicopter as it is called, crashed here at Sikorsky this morning, killing all 4 people on board. The helicopter went down shortly after 11 o'clock this morning at the Sikorsky helipad during a test flight. Witnesses tell Action News the Super Stallion was hovering about 200 feet above the tarmac before it crashed and burst into flames. Those same witnesses also tell us black smoke filled the air and pieces of the aircraft flew in all directions. The 4 Sikorsky employees on board perished in the crash. At this point, their identities are not being released. Action News reporter Brian Burnell was the first on the scene today, and he is joining us live with a complete report. Brian?
Well, John, people are used to seeing... Hi, John?
Brian, Sikorsky Aircraft is a huge operation, thousands of employees, but it is very much like a big family. Each and every person who works here works as a team, and they take great pride in producing the world's finest helicopters, and today's crash comes as a terrible blow to each and every one of them. Action News reporter Christina DeFranco is now joining us live with that part of the story. Christina?
Well, John, the last time there was a deadly crash here, back to you, John.
All right, Christina. The Super Stallion that crashed here today is a remarkable aircraft, and this particular one was slated for a very important mission. Action News has learned from Pentagon sources that the CH-53E Super Stallion that crashed today was earmarked for the HMX-1 Marine Corps Squadron, the home squadron of Marine One, the President's personal helicopter. Marine One is a specially modified version of the Super Stallion. Designed for strength, not speed, the CH-53E is a huge helicopter, big and bulky, 100 feet long. The same qualities that make the Stallion a military workhorse may have worked against the test crew when they lost power today, some 200 feet over the landing pad at Sikorsky. Witnesses tell us they knew there was something wrong with the helicopter as soon as it took off. First, they saw smoke. Then they saw the main rotor shatter. The helicopter crashed in what witnesses describe as a ball of flame. There is no way to bail out of a helicopter, no parachutes on board for the crew. A Marine Corps spokesman tells us the President would never have flown in this Super Stallion. It was only supposed to carry cargo and train Marine Corps pilots assigned to the presidential detail. There are about 160 Super Stallions in use by the U.S. military worldwide, mainly the Navy and the Marines, and it is a real heavy lifter. It can carry up to 56 people. You can imagine the size of this aircraft that went down today. Ann?
John, 2 questions for you. Can you pinpoint for us exactly where that helicopter went down in regards to the Merritt Parkway? That's the first question. Number 2, how widespread is the wreckage? Do you know?
Well, I do have some idea. First, as to the location, we're going to show you a map right now, and you can see the site of the crash in relation to the highway and the Housatonic River. It is very, very close to the river, as you can see. And anyone who's ever gone on the connector between Route 15, the Merritt Parkway, and I-95 knows you can see the Sikorsky helipad and work area that is adjacent to the plant. The crash was about 300 or 400 feet away from the plant itself and virtually right on the river. Now, as for the debris and how far it's scattered, if you drive by the connector, as I have several times today, you will see many, many people out in the woods and down the embankments searching for pieces of debris. And we're going to pan off right now, and you're going to take a look, and I believe you're going to be able to see not only the debris out on the tarmac, but if you look very closely beyond the tarmac to the river, you will see boats out there, and investigators are now combing through the Housatonic River looking for pieces. As we know, in any crash of any kind of an aircraft, whether it is an airplane, a fixed wing aircraft, or a helicopter, the debris can often tell a great deal of the story. It's like a big puzzle they have to piece together, so each and every piece of debris that they can find can help in aiding the investigation. You can see there, that is the crash site shortly after the crash at 11 o'clock this morning. Much of that debris has been removed and taken into a hangar here at Sikorsky. That is where the initial work is going to be done, not only by federal investigators, but by Sikorsky itself, because remember, they are the true experts in this Super Stallion aircraft. Ann?
Very solemn night, John, for every